Hello ladies and gentlemen of the StarCraft Nation, Zoya here from the StarCraft Squad, bringing you another professional matchup. Spawning at the 6 o'clock position is LiquidHaypro. Now, Haypro is definitely the most unknown player from the Liquid scene. He hasn't really performed well in any tournament. He, stayed hidden for the most part. But he is an extremely strong player. Hopefully I can start casting more of his games. He is currently competing in the Code A for the GSL season, next GSL season, so hopefully he can show what he's made of and make it, to the semifinals or something, because I would love to see how good Haypro is. And then spawning at the 1 o'clock position is ROOTMinigun. Now, everyone knows ROOTMinigun. He streams all the time. Great player, so if you're not a fan of Minigun, you should definitely check out his stream. It's fun to watch. Now, the best part about Haypro is, like, if you doubt him, you haven't seen much about him, getting a little bit of harassment over here. Liquid Ret, who just won Assembly, his Zerg versus Zerg training partner was Haypro. And I know the finals weren't that great. Mario's ZVZ is not pretty lackluster, but Haypro is his training partner for the most part. He's the one he does ZVZs with, so it's great to watch him, Ret win and know that Haypro helped him by training with them. So that just gives you a little insight about how good Haypro is. Now we're getting the extractor down. We did do the hatchery before spawning pool, which is very hard to hold early attacks, but Haypro's a good enough player to where there shouldn't be any problem at all. Gas finishing for Haypro, immediately transferring the 3 drones. Excellent. Minigun's base. He's going to try and get the Zealot here to wall off, but the drone's going to get here just in time. He's going to see the double gas. He's going to see the Cyber Core just now finishing. He's going to see the Zealot being built, so he knows what's going on. You can get enough information. You see the 3 pylons in the base, so you know there's no hidden tech anywhere yet. Zealot is done. Haypro's going to micro away from it. The best part about this is if you just right-click your mineral patch, you can run through Zealots. That's the best way. If you're walled off from a base, the Zealot here is blocking you. You right-click it, the Zealot will hit you once, and even if he hits you twice, you'll still have enough life left on your drone to get out. So we have double queens being produced here. Probably going to see the inject larva on this one, and then hopefully very soon. Roach 1 going down for Haypro. Only has 2 guys in gas. Doesn't need them all 3 in there when you're going, early roaches. Definitely want to maximize your mineral production as best as possible. Good Overlord placement. Doing a good job from Haypro, keeping vision on the map. Lings here. Probably could get one there, but not necessary. And then we have an attack going on down here. We have Minigun doing a Zealot Stalker push, but we have plenty of Lings here to push off the attack. Now at this point, we have nothing coming from Minigun. There's not going to be any more attacks coming. So what does Haypro do to respond? He builds 9 drones. Perfect respawn there. Once you know that there's not going to be any big attacks soon, you build a bunch of frickin' drones. You take that spare time you have and you build up as much economy as possible, because it will help you out later on. We are seeing the creep expand is starting. No roaches yet. Ling speed's about to finish though. 6 more drones being built for Haypro. He is maximizing this as much as possible. Need to see that inject larva. We do have a bit of poking the front. Now here comes a very standard play from Protoss. If you just watched my game I did of Todd versus Morrow, this is the exact same build. It's 3 gate expand. You get the forge. You get the 4th gateway. You get a cannon down for the roaches, and you get lots of sentries for the zerglings. A very good build here. Very safe. Now we're also getting hallucination. Going to be able to use those phoenixes to scout. Hallucination starting to become something that's more and more practiced nowadays, which is awesome. Now we're still droning really hard from Haypro, and we're also getting a 2nd expansion, which is amazing. Haypro is taking that slow start he had with the semi-delayed expansion, and he's taking it even further. He did expand before spawning pool, which gave him that economic lead, and then now he's expanding again to where, these 42 harvesters are going to be maximized as best as possible. Now we have lots of sentries here. We got a couple zealots. We're getting that +1, and then we're getting that cannon. Now, I said the cannon is for the roaches. Now it is good against the lings. It'll probably force most lings to fall back, but mainly you get the cannon is for burrowed roaches. If the opponent goes burrowed roaches and you don't have any sort of vision, you can just walk up here, pick off all your guys, burrow, walk up here, pick off all your guys, their burrow. So you got to get that early cannon for those burrowed roaches. Now Phoenix coming through here. He sees that it's attacking these overlords and not doing any damage, so HayPro immediately knows that there's no hidden Stargate tech, that it is a hallucination. Now if you're ever curious about that, guys, just Phoenix auto attack when they fly by if you're not a Protoss player. So every time they pass one of your overlords, it'll shoot them. If it doesn't do any damage, it's obviously a hallucination. Moving out here, trying to get some map control. Now the way you do this build for Protoss is you get a bunch of sentries, and then you pretty much try and keep them for the rest of the game, so you don't have to get any more. They're all going to be max energy. And then you start just pumping out a bunch of stalkers and moving out to handle those roaches. Production tab, we are getting the Glow Reconstitution for HayPro. We're getting Burrow as well, just to heal them up. Plenty of roaches here, though, to ward off this attack. There's not much miniguns going to be able to do. Income tabs, 47 harvesters for HayPro, 45 for minigun. Queed finishing here. We're getting the Overlord speed right now. Be able to dart in and out of bases. Get good, scouts, seeing what's going on. Robo Bay is finished. Getting that observer sent over there. +1 armor's on the way. Like to see some Evo chambers go down soon for HayPro. Get those +1s, +1's range, +1, whatever it's called. Carapace. A little bit of engagement here. Losing several wings, but that's fine. Minigun scouting with a Phoenix. Another Robo Bay going down for minigun. We have a Hydrodet and double Evo chamber going on for HayPro, so yes, he's going to start working on those upgrades. Income tab shows 56 harvesters to 54, so both players are staying pretty even. A lot of roaches here. Going to be seeing a lot of hydras here as well. We have burrowed lings here. Burrowed lings at an expansion like this, guys, whenever he goes to Builder's Nexus, he can't because there are lings here. So he's going to have to either get an observer over here or a cannon. Look at that denied base just from these burrowed lings. So good job there. Now HayPro probably needs to get those two of those out there. Leave one of them. So we are getting upgrades from HayPro, +1/+1 to range weapon and carapace. And we got a pretty big force coming in here from HayPro, or for minigun. We have the Immortal in there for the roaches, but we have so many roaches here. Decent walls off there, but looks those are really good wall offs. Forcing HayPro back. This one trapped. Like to see HayPro burrow those two roaches just to heal them up really quick. Got a lot of hydras here now as well. We're getting a lot of lings. Getting groove spine as well for the hydra range. Good job HayPro denying as many expansions as possible with the creep, giving him vision. Still have that one ling there though. Need to get an observer, need to get a cannon down. But good job from HayPro. He's denying this expansion for so long, keeping HayPro on minigun on 2 bases for as long as possible. We do have an engagement over here. Good force fields from minigun, doing a lot of damage. Able to save his army from this huge force from HayPro. Right now he's got almost +1/+1. We look at the upgrades for minigun. He's got +1/+1 as well. But I do not see a Twilight Council down. We do have the 2 forges, but since we don't have the Twilight Council, we're delaying our +2/+2. So usually about the time your +1 armor almost finishes the time to get a Twilight Council. That's always a good time. Now, we are building 2 Colossus right now, getting plenty of Colossus, getting the extended thermal lance, and we are, getting this expansion finally going. We have Spire on the way as well for HayPro, which is awesome, and we are double expanding. We are taking both these expansions. HayPro's doing a good job. I'd like to see a little bit better of Larva, or control of his creep. This one's on 70 energy, this one's on 30 energy. This one's on 39 energy. This one's on 58 energy. So we can definitely get more creep tumors down and expand this creep a lot better. Haypro also expanding here. He's denying as many expansions as possible. Once the base finishes, even if he doesn't have any harvesters at it, it still puts a lot of creep down. And once you kill this base, you have to wait forever for the creep to dissolve. Also, pretty big force from Haypro. We have 187 food for Haypro, 145 for ROOTMinigun. Income tab shows 70 harvesters versus 70, so both players are doing an excellent job at their harvest productions. We have 8 corruptors on the way, going to do a lot of damage to these, colossus, whatever the hell they're called. +2 weapons as well. We're getting 2 and 2 for armor and weapon. Finally got that Twilight Council. Not choosing to get charged. A lot of charge isn't really that used much anymore in professional matchups. They'd rather get the colossus out a little bit extra quicker, or take something else. Especially when you don't really need the charge lots, because it's gonna get devoured by these Roach Hydra army. Now both expansions are finishing. This one's almost finished, and once this finishes, it's gonna start expanding creep here. I mean, we already have the Overlord here, which is expanding creep, but this base right here, look at all this creep that just spawns instantly, and it's gonna spread even more. Moving out with his army right now, getting an infestation pit. Probably gonna be seeing hive tech soon. Haypro needs to be careful though. He could lose a lot of hydras really quick. I have plenty of corruptors here. Looks like we're going to see an engagement here, but if Minigun plays this right, he'll definitely be able to come out on top of this fight. 185 versus 200. Let's see how this goes. Force fields in positions. Good job cutting off these hydras. We need to see Haypro move forward with these hydras, but these roaches are just getting roasted alive right now. So many stalkers. The mortal absorbing lots of damage, and we saw both these colossus. Haypro is focus firing down. Look how he uses the corruption. Focus firing down these colossus as fast as possible, increasing the damage done, and then he's going to be forced to fall back because he lost his entire ground army. But both players, good exchange, but Haypro immediately replenishing his army. Look at that, 181 food instantly after that huge battle, losing a lot of his units, and Minigun down to 131. Now Hive Tech is on the way. I'm definitely assuming we're going to be seeing some Broodlords here. That would be a good transition. But look at Haypro, man. He's got so much map control. I mean, look at this base. Look how much creep is here. You're going to have to wait for all of this to dissolve before you'll be able to expand here. So right now, unless Minigun takes the gold, he's not going to be able to get an expansion anytime soon. Now, we've already replenished a pretty big army. We're back to 200 food already, guys. That is the advantage of having so many bases here. That's the advantage of being a very macro-heavy Zerg player, as you can instantly hit 200 again. Now, we are seeing +1 melee attacks here, so I'm assuming we're going to be switching to Zergling play here once we get, probably going to be seeing a adrenal glands for the extra damage. And there, wow, instantly getting it. So I guess we're seeing a hard Zergling switch for the Broodlord with the Broodlord counter. Going to get good surrounds on these Stalker-heavy armies. We do have High Templar on the field now, though, and if well-aimed storms can do a lot of damage to a big group of Zerglings. We'll have to see how this goes. Now, it looks like we're going to be getting up for another engagement here. We're at 200 food again. We have a lot of hydras here, a lot of roaches. Now, Haypro coming in with the corruptors at the front. Going to try and pick off as many of these colossus as possible. He's only got one on the field, though, so once this one dies, I mean, there's not much we can do here. Look at those sexy storms doing a lot of damage to those roaches, a lot of damage to the hydras. But it definitely looks like Haypro is going to come out on top of this fight, forcing Minigun back to his base. Haypro needs to be microing his better. Units are attacking the buildings here. They need to be attacking the army. Look at these hydras just wasting time. Fail micro point on Haypro's point. He is killing, almost killed that gateway. Got canceled, but he just threw away a lot of his army just because he wasn't microing his hydras well enough. Good blink micro from Minigun, pulling the weak ones back. And then Minigun's going to be able to secure this expansion. Now we do have a lot of hydlings on the way. Greater Spire is almost finished, and we'll be seeing those Broodlords being built. And we have +3 being built for Minigun, so we're getting a lot of upgrades there. +1 melee attack is almost done, and +3 carapace is almost done. Probably going to see +3 to the range weapon finishing soon, or building as soon as that +3 carapace is done. 9 more Broodlords being built, and 56 links coming in as well. So right now, as you can see, Minigun's going to try and take this expansion, but he can't because of the creep. He's going to have to come up here.